Hi everyone, this video is going to be about port security. So I have 4 computers set up, all the IP addresses. I have 2 switches. So if we just do a quick show run, you'll see that it's just a basic switch, nothing set up on it. I'm going to go ahead and configure the trunk. And then I'm going to use the int_range command. So interface range fast Ethernet 01 through 2. That way I can configure 2 ports at once. First thing we do, if you type in switch port security, we get an error message. The command is rejected because it's a dynamic port. So what we have to do is assign it to be either a trunk or an access port. So switch port, mode, access. Reason why it's an access port is because it's going to a end device. End devices, you want to be access port. Access port means one VLAN. So now we can do the switch port security, and that enables it for port security. Now we need to put in the details. Everything will begin with switch port security. So the first thing we're going to do is configure what happens if there's a violation. So violation, question mark, we have protect, restrict, and shut down. Protect means that it will drop packets if it's past the MAC address limit. So if you have too many MAC addresses on a port, let's just say you have 3 MAC addresses, and you have a limit set for 2. The third computer that connects will not be allowed to send out anything. No frames, no traffic, no nothing. But the first and second one will still be allowed to send. The thing with protect is that you get no notifications. Restrict, it's the same thing as protect, except you get notifications. And then there's shutdown. It will just shut down the port. So let's go ahead and do shutdown on this one. Now, second thing we do is you want to set the limit of how many MAC addresses. You can have up to 132 MAC addresses. So let's just say 1. And then last but not least, how do you record those MAC addresses? For secure MAC address sticky. Do a quick show run, and we see that we only have the MAC address sticky in there. The reason why you only see the MAC address sticky is because the shutdown and the maximum MAC addresses of 1 are the defaults. So let's change that. Let's change it to 2, and let's change that to be restrict. Let's do it again. Do show run. And there they are. So remember, if you don't see the command in there, it's not because you didn't type it, it's just that that's the default. All right, now let's change one of them. Let's just change one to be a shutdown. That way you can kind of see it. All right, so port 1 is shut down. Port 2 will be restrict. Switch 2. I'm going to configure port security on a trunk. And then I'll also do it for using the int_range command, FA01 through 2. configure it as an access port. Let's go to protect. All right, here's our configuration and the trunk. So let's see what happens when I ping 192.168.10.2. Works just fine. What happens if I ping .3 though? So far so good, everything works. And let's try ping 4. I can ping all the computers. Everything's working smoothly. How about this one? Awesome, I can ping it. So I can ping around here and I can ping all the way across, everything is good. But what happens if I just move ports around? Let's just switch these two. So now I switch the ports that they were on. Speed up the process and try it again. Remember, I have a maximum of 2 MAC addresses. And so I'm unable to ping now that I switched the port around. I'll try this one. And this one I can't ping either. Let's find out why. So thank you to Packet Tracer for showing me that this right here is down. See if I can't ping out to 3. I can still ping to 3. Let's find out. So the show interfaces. Fast Ethernet 2. Fast Ethernet 2 looks like it's up and connected. Let's see. Yep, it's right. But if you look at Fast Ethernet 1, we see it's error disabled. Fast Ethernet 1 is down. There's also show IP interface brief. Oops, show IP in brief. You can see that this protocol is still down, although it doesn't show that it's error disabled. Do we show port security? You see that Fast Ethernet 01 is in shutdown. Fast Ethernet 02 is restrict. Now we get a little bit more granular. We say interface, Fast Ethernet 01. Port status and secure shutdown, violation mode shutdown, aging time, maximum addresses, all that good information. And then we can do for security address. The question mark, there's nothing left, garage return. So here are the 3 MAC addresses that the switch has detected for port security. We have these 2, and then that one. So how do we enable a port that was shut down for port security? It's not easy. We have to go into it, say shutdown, and then no shutdown. You have to cycle the port. That'll bring it back online. Now what about this switch here? Remember, we have port security on the switch. Let's see what happens if we ping out. Works just fine. Does not work. How about 10.3? That works. And this one, same thing. That works. That does not work. Uh-oh. It already got shut back down. So now let's go into the switch and check it out. Show port security. Interface gig01. We can see that it's in restrict mode. Port status secured down. MAC address, maximum MAC addresses is 2. If we do a show port security address, so we ran a show port security address command, and we see no MAC addresses. Why is that? We look at our port security disabled. Huh. Why is it disabled? Scroll up to where this running configures, and we see that I'm missing a command. I'm missing the command to enable it. Switch port security, and now let's try it again. And now it's enabled. Port security address, I've already got a MAC address. Huh. I wonder where that's from. Let's try to ping across. There's 1. Try to ping across the .1. Works. Everything's working. So both of our computers can ping across. This computer can ping across too. This computer got shut down. Let's just disable that port. No, switch port security. Shut, no shut. Show port security, interface, fast Ethernet 1. And we see that it's disabled. So port security is now disabled. Speed it up. And let's ping 10.3. Why is that not pinging? All right, 10.4. That's not pinging either. All right, 10.1. Nothing is working with this. Wonder why. Go back into the switch, check it out. Port status secured down. That's not good. Show int FA01, showing that it's up. So why is it not working? So show MAC address table. FA02 already has 2 MAC addresses. This is FA02 where that computer lives. Show port security. It's FA02. We see that it's in restrict mode. So it's blocking all of the traffic. So port security is blocking the traffic. Let's take off port security off of that port. All right. Nothing's being shown for port security. Let's just shut down and no shutdown for fun. Let's try it again. All right, now it works. I can ping myself, still can't ping across. The reason for that, if I can type, I see my configuration. Maximum MAC addresses is 2. Total MAC addresses is 2. It's already learned 2. Violation count of 12. We see that we have our 2 sticky addresses, which port they're on. Now, the funny thing is this address. Do show MAC, do a question mark. There's a command that's MAC address table, and if you do a question mark after a space, you'll see address table. You have 2 commands that do the same thing. So we'll just type in show MAC space address table. We'll see that these are coming in on the port. If we go to the other switch, do a show int gig01, we'll see that MAC address. So what that means is that one of the MAC addresses on any device-to-device connection will be the other end of that connection. So if you have 2 switches connected to each other, one of the MAC addresses will immediately be from the other switch. So the big thing with port security, do not put it on trunks between infrastructure devices. It's only meant to be on end user devices, so access ports. Now, port security, it's on every single Cisco device. It's not turned on by default, and you have to configure it. And it is a good way to have security without adding any additional cost. The thing with port security, though, is that it has high administrative overhead, meaning somebody has to go in there and do a shutdown, no shutdown, to enable the port whenever a computer gets moved around. So I don't recommend it in places where there's a high turnover of devices, or you come up with a policy to have multiple people be able to do this, shutdown, no shutdown on a port, than just you. So it has its uses. I definitely recommend it, but there are other ways that are more expensive and a lot more labor intensive initially, but once it's set up, it's a lot better, and those ways are 802.1x. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know if you have any questions.